Hi, I'm Dr. Marc Roher, Assistant Dean for Accreditation and International Programs at Florida Atlantic University's College of Business. We're a large university in Boca Raton, Florida, USA. We're actually the 6th largest business school in the United States that's accredited by AACSB. So I'm here to talk a little bit about AACSB accreditation and what that means and the different components that are part of the quality process to get that seal from the accrediting agency. The first component I'd like to talk about is something that maybe people don't think about. In addition to students and faculty and learning and degree programs, a business school has to be managed well. So part of the things that are examined for AACSB accreditations include fiscal management. That would be something like how the business school manages its resources. The resources could be students, it could be money, it could be grants, it could be the faculty, it could be the physical the buildings, the computer network infrastructure. Those are all important in the process. So how the business school manages its resources is an important part of the accreditation process. Another thing which you may not think about is how the business school plans for the future. We call that strategic planning. So part of the accreditation process will ask and review the business school's strategic planning. And typically faculty, the administration work together, set particular goals and benchmarks to measure those goals for progress in the future. So strategic planning and involvement of all constituents is an important part of the AACSB credential. Faculty quality is another matter. So for the seal of accreditation for AACSB, the faculty have to have high standards in terms of their academic backgrounds, meaning their degrees, their research, but also the accreditor values professional experience. So a faculty can be qualified based on their credentials, a PhD from a good university, or the professional background with education combined. So somebody that's a practicing accountant, for example, that maybe doesn't have a PhD, but they have a master's of accounting and they're a CPA and they're well-versed in accounting, they can teach undergraduate students, and that's extremely valued because they bring skills from the workplace into the classroom. The faculty, their roles are varied depending on the level of courses that they teach and the expectation of their credentials. But the accrediting process reviews those credentials and makes sure that the right faculty are teaching at the correct level, and that is a part of a quality education program. Another area is faculty involvement. Different parts of the world manage faculty differently. Some schools, as much as half of their faculty are part-time. Part-time faculty might come in and teach a course, and that's all they do for a year or semester. We see them differently as full-time faculty, which have a significant role in the mission of the college, teaching, research, service. But AACSB doesn't allow for part-time faculty to just teach and not be involved in the mission of the college. They might be involved with student advising, they might be involved with selecting textbooks for courses, mentor student groups, different things that keep them participating in the mission of the school, so that, again, the full-time and part-time faculty have involvement in the process. We call that sustainability. The other thing is that what's really important is that each of our degree programs, whether it's PhD, MBA, Masters of Accounting, Health Administration, Marketing, bachelor's degrees, they all have goals, learning goals. So when a student graduates from the program, they're supposed to know a certain set of things. They're also supposed to be able to recognize situations. They might be able to be familiar with ethical dilemmas. One of our learning goals is students have an ethical perspective on business. So they would be familiar with that and be able to perform. So student learning outcomes, how well they're learning the material that the faculty think are critical for the degree program, that has to be measured and reported. And that's typically a really high bar with accrediting. Typically as faculty, sometimes we don't like that because we think that people are involved in our courses and that's our role. But when you think about it, it's not really telling me how to teach, which they don't do. It's the process to assure that the students that come out of your degree program have the skills that you as the faculty set as the quality marker of the program. And finally, the last thing I'd like to talk a little bit is about the involvement of the research and the degree programs in practical business matters. So especially with the revised AACSB standards, we're looking at impact of the educational process and the impact of research on business practice, so that the things that we write about in our journals and the things that we talk about in conferences, it doesn't just go in a book and be stored on the shelf. It actually is in accounting firms and management consulting, since things that can be used. And that's really an important part of the new focus of AACSB. So all these things I think are really important for the students, the faculty, the administration, and the business community. And AACSB is the quality seal that ensures that those are taken care of in good business schools.